Welcome to our next video. We're taking the next step towards our journey of saving money at the dental office. And as you know, health insurance is changing every single day. And I have a special guest with me today. This is Ashley. She is the insurance coordinator at my office over at Cardinal Dental. Ashley, thanks so much for coming today.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
I'm so glad. Ashley does so much for our office, and she really works hard to stay ahead of the game as far as the changes in healthcare goes. And so Ashley, there's a few things that I need to know about, and I'm sure that our listeners want to know about as well.
Sure.
Is how to save money. With different types of dental insurance, things are constantly changing, and it's pretty confusing stuff.
Yeah, it definitely can be confusing, and I think that there's a few key things that are good to know that will equip you to better understand your insurance policies and help you to save money at the dentist.
That sounds great. Well, how about today we focus on 3 ways to save money at the dentist's office. So Ashley, I have my dental insurance policy. What are some of the things that I should be looking for and be aware of as a policyholder?
So there's a couple main things that you want to look at. The dental insurance company is going to break your policy down into 3 categories. There's preventive, which is things like your cleanings. There's basic, which would be your fillings. And then there's major things like root canals and crowns. And there's going to be a percentage next to each of those categories. And that's really where the beef of your policy is going to be. So most people have an insurance breakdown that gives them 100% coverage on preventative things like cleanings. And then maybe they'll cover your fillings at 80% and your crowns at 50%. Looking at those categories is going to tell you a lot about what your insurance is going to cover. The other main thing you want to look at is your maximum. Your insurance is going to give you basically a pot of money that you're allowed to spend in a 12-month period, and everything that you get comes from that. So if you get your teeth cleaned and you look at it as maybe you think you've got 2 free cleanings in a year.
And that's something that a lot of people think that they get with their policy. They think that they're buying this policy and you get 2 free cleanings.
Right.
But that may not be the case.
They're free to you as the patient, but somebody does pay for them. So the way that it works is we would send off the claim to the insurance company, and your insurance is going to pay for it at the rate of 100%. But that money comes from the pot that they give you. So let's say you've done your cleaning and you've spent $200. Well, now if you had $1,000 to use, you've got $800 left. So it wasn't necessarily a free cleaning, but it was a cleaning that didn't cost you anything.
So free to me, but not to the insurance company.
Right.
Okay. So what you're saying is if I came in as a patient, got my cleaning done, you said it was $200.
Yeah.
So if I have $1,000 maximum, how much would I have left if I needed, say, a crown, for instance?
So if you come, you've got your cleaning, you've got $1,000 available, you've used $200, then you'd have $800 left for your crown. So your insurance is going to pay based on whatever the percentage is up to the amount that they're going to allow for the crown. So let's say the crown was $500. Well, now you've used $700 of your $1,000 that you've got available, and they're going to pay on any services up to that $1,000 mark, and then they will stop making payments.
So let's say I fell and I chipped a couple of front teeth, and I'm going to need 2 crowns. So that happened after I had my first cleaning of the year. So if hypothetically speaking, I've got $1,000 maximum on my policy, we've already got $200 gone, and let's just say hypothetically speaking, my portion of the 2 crowns is going to be $1,000. So what happens after I max out? Because that's something that as a policyholder I'm concerned about. I don't want to max out, but if I do max out, I want to know what I'm responsible for.
Right. So after you max out, your insurance company is not going to make any further payments. They are going to come down to the rate that we are contracted with them at that point, but they're not going to make any payments. So your 2 free cleanings are going to actually turn into 1 cleaning that you didn't have to pay for, and then the money that they would have paid towards your other cleaning went into paying for your crowns. So you're then going to be responsible, if you get that 2nd cleaning in the year, you will be responsible to pay for that cleaning because you've already used that $1,000 that your insurance set aside for you in that year.
Gotcha. But that doesn't mean that I have to discontinue my care just because I've maxed out. Is that right?
No, we would definitely recommend that you keep up with your cleanings and continue in your care even though your insurance isn't covering them at that point.
That's great to know. So now that we know some of the things that the insurance company will cover and some of our covered benefits, Ashley, what are some of the things that I as an informed consumer need to be looking for when I'm reading through my policy?
So one main thing that you want to look for is a missing tooth clause. This is a clause that the insurance company can put in your plan that will say they won't pay to replace a tooth that's already been missing prior to your insurance coverage effective date.
So what you're saying is if I was born without a tooth, which does happen, if I was born without a front tooth, that means the insurance company, if I have this clause in my policy, will never cover the replacement of my missing front tooth that I was just born without?
They won't pay for it. As long as the missing tooth clause is in your policy, they're never going to pay for it unless a tooth is extracted while you have coverage through their plan.
Well, what are some other things that we need to look for?
Another main thing you can look for is frequencies. So I'll give you an example. We'll have a patient that'll come to our office as a new patient, and they will come in, they'll get their teeth cleaned, they'll get their exam done and their x-rays, and we'll send off the cleaning and everything looks fine. We get a denial back from the insurance company saying this person can only have a cleaning one time in 6 months. Well, we didn't know that the patient had recently seen another dentist just 2 months ago, and so we'll get a denial for that. So they limit how frequently you can have services done.
So that would be something good to know in order for our consumers, our patients, if they were switching to our office, we don't want to have to charge them twice for a service that won't be covered. So that would be good for the new patients to let you know beforehand, so there's no surprise bill.
Right. We want to make sure when you're scheduling that we know as much as we can about your insurance and what you've had done recently. That way we can present you with the most accurate information about how much you'll have to pay for your first visit.
Now typically that information of, you know, the last visit, the last set of x-rays, that sort of thing, that's not readily available to us from the insurance company.
Right, they don't always provide a history for the patient. So sometimes the only way we can get that information is if the patient gives us the information. The insurance company doesn't always tell us exactly what's been done.
So then that would be good for everybody out there to know. Be honest with us. Let us know if you were just at the dentist not too long ago. We don't want to surprise you with a denial from your insurance company.
Definitely. We definitely want to have every service covered if we can, but it is hard without knowing all the information from the patient, what we're looking at.
Ashley, that's amazing. I had no idea that there was such a thing as a missing tooth clause. Is there anything else that I need to know?
Probably the only major thing that you need to know about is waiting periods. A lot of insurance companies will tell you that you have to wait 6 months from your effective date to get a filling or to have a tooth extracted. And then they'll tell you that you have to wait 12 months from your effective date to have a major service like a root canal or a crown. So you're paying for services that you can't really get during that time.
So you're telling me if I signed up with my dental insurance, the next day I went and saw the dentist and I needed a root canal and a crown, I'm going to be paying for insurance and not being able to use my benefit for 12 months?
Right, you would likely pay the full price of the office that they have set for the root canal and the crown because your insurance is going to make no payment at that point.
Oh my gosh.
But that's one thing that we've done in our office is offered our patients the Cardinal Savings Club, which is no premium, so you don't pay for a monthly service that you're not getting, and there's no waiting period. So you can get any service that you need at a discounted rate of 20 to 40%, and we also don't charge for any x-rays. So you can get the services paid for that you need at the discounted rate, and you don't have any of the waiting periods.
I think that is such a great thing, and that's something that as a dentist owner, I'm so happy to have in our office because, you know, people need the care that they need when they need it, and you don't want to have to wait for 12 months before you can get, you know, a discount or get the insurance to help cover it.
Definitely, and you don't want to have to spend an arm and a leg on procedures that your insurance should cover, but they've got this waiting period, so they're not covering it.
Ashley, thank you so much for coming in and sharing that information with us. I know that's something that the insurance company maybe doesn't want us to know, but we appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
And appreciate you guys sticking with us and learning just one more way to save money at the dental office.